Good morning, learners. Today we are going to learn about climate, weather, and vegetation and why they are all connected. Climate tells us about what weather is usually like over many years, whereas weather tells us what is happening outside, like as in today, whether it's hot, cold, or rainy. Vegetation is the type of plants that grow in an area. In South Africa, these three things are closely linked. Different climates bring different weather, and this affects the plants that grow in each region. Let us explore some examples together. The first example we will be looking at is our fynbos, which is in the Western Cape. Um, the Western Cape has a Mediterranean climate, which is hot, dry summers and cool, wet winters. This climate supports fynbos vegetation, which includes our proteas and ericas. Fynbos needs winter rain to survive. Without this climate, fynbos would not exist here. Sometimes summer fires help new fynbos plants grow, showing the relationship between weather and plants. The next example we will be looking at is our savanna, which is in Limpopo and Mpumalanga. The savanna has hot temperatures and summer rainfall. Grasslands and trees such as Ericea thrive here. Summer storms bring enough water for grasses and animals like elephants and giraffes to live here. If there is a drought, the vegetation becomes very dry, and this affects animals that depend on it. The third example we will be looking at is the Karoo, which is in our northern Cape. The Karoo is very dry. It has very little rainfall and extreme temperatures. Because of this, only tough drought-resistant plants survive, such as our shrubs and scallops. They are the only plants that survive if there is a drought. The climate limits what plants grow. In turn, these plants support only certain animals like sheep and reptiles. So we are now looking at grassland, which is in our free state. The grassland biome has summer rainfalls and cold, dry winters. The climate supports mainly grasses, not many trees. These grasses feed animals such as our antelopes and our livestock. Then we have our desert, which is in our Namaqualand and Richardsveld. Desert areas receive the lowest rainfall in South Africa. Vegetations include succulents like aloes, which store water. Aloes are types of plants that store water in it, which helps it survive in the hot area in the desert. Fog from Atlantic Ocean provides moisture for survival. Now we are looking at interdependence. These examples that shows that climate influence long-term weather. Weather patterns change the water supply and water availability affects the vegetation. So if our climate changes, for example, it becomes hotter or drier, the vegetation also changes. Animals and people depending on these plants must also adapt. So climate, weather, and vegetation cannot be studied separately as it all works together and they all depend on each other. Lastly, in South Africa, our regions look different because climate shapes weather and weather affects the plants that grow. Understanding how this system works together helps us protect our environment, water, and wildlife. That will be all for today. I hope you all understand and thank you for watching.